Okay, I have my glasses on so I can see. So I'm going to tell you a story, and then we're going to get into the topic on how to protect yourself as a creator. Um, and some of the things that I think that it and strictly anything I'm saying, you don't have to go along with it. Just what I think. But today kind of has to do with trying to be careful. I grabbed a drink and I started drinking it and realized that it wasn't my drink. And it wasn't anybody in my house, and I was just like I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I did that." So I ran to this place, had some antiseptic stuff, and, "Hey, Claude," and I threw the antiseptic and spit it out. I was like, "Okay, okay, okay." And there's reasons for that, whatever. Anyway, turned out to be a numbing agent, and my whole mouth went numb. And then I was trying to drink my own drink, and then I just kinda couldn't because it was just anyway. Hey, Night Train. Yeah, we're live. Hey, what time do you go on live? Because that's why I'm going on really early so that I don't hit yours. Night train, night train, night train. So I think you go at oh, that was my glass. Why did you drink it? Yeah, right. So what time are you on? 7, 1 hour. Okay. I'll be hey Lynn Ann. How you doing? Lynn? Yeah, I'll be off by then. And maybe we can go raid you. That'd be fun. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about how you protect yourself. And Paul's going to come in with me and chat with me. Yeah, I always wear it night drain. Choo choo. So I went through and I started looking at everything they have about how to do protection. And they have a lot of stuff for children. You know, parents keep an eye on what they're doing. Look at all the content, look what they're putting up, make sure that there are age restrictions and all of that. Trying to keep an eye on Paul. Thank you, Lynn. And there is actually, but adults not so much. You know, they say maybe don't use your real name, use a different name, do those things. But for those of us that are already in this creation and we're already creating, um, I use my name, right? Lynn Ann, I think, is using her name. Paul uses his name. Roger, Kim, we all use our name. And so now what do? So Paul was going to come in and we were just going to talk about how to stay a little safe. Plus now that we're open, if you go and put your name, your actual name into Google, a lot of you probably have already done this. You will see how many pages of information. Hey, Washington County News, how you doing? How much information that is out there just about you in particular. I have pages and pages. Yeah, I guess I've been busy in my life. I've been really busy. But having said that, there is nothing really about us at this time then that's safe, right? Oh, I'm glad to hear it. So how do you keep yourself safe? Then if everything is out there, you as a creator who's going on, I don't know, it's really the pebble. Okay, Claude. But how do you do it? How do you keep yourself safe on here? And then when you start getting people who throw dislikes and it starts to upset you, now how do you keep yourself mentally safe and put up the barrier for that? And then when people don't like the way your channel's going, they just don't want you to go there. Now, how do you stay safe? And if someone shows up on your doorstep, you know, when I worked in justice, juvenile justice, I had someone show up on my doorstep. I was like, "What the" and they found it on Google. They found my address. They showed up at my house. And so that started and so I know that happens. It wouldn't have been the first time. It certainly wasn't the last time. So how do you protect yourself from someone just coming and deciding they want to be part of your world? Uh, Claude is saying that he gets like 4 trolls per week, but it's beyond just a troll. Hey, Glennis, I'm driving, but I'm listening. Thank you, Glennis. So this is what we're facing there. And I think that one thing we have to kind of get our minds around that a lot of us who are on here creating just can't get our minds around is that there are people out there who are not quite as nice as you are. And that is hard, right? Hey, Arthur Moorhead. Oh, I'm going to mod you because I know you, Arthur. Well, on here. So when you come on here, and you see that people are not nice, they are telling you what they want you to do. They're coming in to control the space in which you operate. What do? Now, some of us have faced this exact situation, and some of us kind of haven't yet. Some of us start just with our, hey, Happy Lux. Oh, Luxembourg, I love it. I'm great. So you go in, you go ahead, you put your name up, you take your first video, you slap it on YouTube, you're so excited, you did a good job, you know that it's going to be great. And it is. And there are no dislikes, there are no really bad comments yet. And as you grow, you start to see that starts to happen. The problem is that some of our creators are sensitive, and they're more sensitive than others. You know, I'm not saying I'm not sensitive, don't get me wrong, but there's some people. Oh, yeah. Then meet my youngest daughter, Jessica. Hi, Jessica. Yeah. Hey, Val's Review, how you doing? So they get on and they decide, right, to start. You put it up, everything's good, and then you start getting the bad comments. The very sensitive YouTubers, a lot of them just stop. They just stop. They stop doing anything, and they will not continue to put up any kind of content because they're being hurt, because they can't wrap their minds around the fact there's anybody less that just doesn't that's less than what they would do, right? Who would try to hurt them. But there's absolutely plenty of people who would want to hurt them. So I am going to tell you how I check a lot of these things out, okay? Hi, Flower Pot. Okay, hey, Asgard, how you doing, Mr. Doughboy, Trans Jedi? So nice of you to be here. The first thing I do when I come on, especially, I was bullied a year ago and stopped for a short time. Father was ill, but I came back, see? So how many of you guys in the chat have been bullied on here? You know, I have. I've had some cyber stuff happen. And I'm going to say that my biggest support while that was going on was the actual people who come on and talk with me when I go live. They were the actual people who were able to kind of get me thinking about it in a different way. So a couple things you can do when being attacked on YouTube. First of all, you block the person doing it. Even bullied as a kid. Yeah, Flower Pot, a lot of us were, right? So you just block them. Block them. It doesn't have to be more than that. You never have to talk to them again on your stream. You never have to go there with them anymore. And of course, here's where I just laugh at the trolls. Muppets will always be Muppets. Okay, I'm just going to say I love that. I have been called a crook and a sub ... Okay, there you go. It's okay. So you block them and you say, I'm just not going to go there. I'm just not going to go there. And the one thing to try to remember is YouTube is all about what you create. It's you. It's you. It's not about how many friends come on. It's not about what people are telling you to do. It's what your creative process is working through and bringing you to. It's your creation. It's what you wanna do. And then so once you block them, when people come on and say, "Oh, that terrible person," say, "Oh, we're not talking about that. Not on this stream." No. It's like, Voldemort. It is the name that which will not be spoken. It's just done. It doesn't mean that people won't still try if they decide to have a fixation. It doesn't mean they won't try, but that's one way to try to keep yourself just a little bit safer. Go ahead and block it. You don't have to explain it to anyone. You don't have to tell them why you're doing it. You don't have to make it bigger because this is actually what happens when these situations occur. Somebody gets upset and they start coming in your stream, right? Have you guys had this? And they're trolls and they're trying to pull you away from certain things, right? They're trying to take over the chat. They're trying to move it some other place. They're just going to, why were you mean to me? Why did you do this? This happens a lot, guys. It really does. And if it hadn't happened to you, give it time. And so they take that first log and they put it on their fire. And then they start rallying up the other people within the chat, putting more logs on that fire. From just having a couple twigs that were burning, now you got this full blaze bonfire that is happening within your stream. It's not a good thing, guys. It's just not a good thing. It's not what you want. So, if you go on my advice, certainly don't take it if it doesn't sound good to you. But my advice is to cut it at the root and let it go. I have very few people blocked on my hand, guys, on my hand. I've been on here 2 years, on my hand. And that's what I do. Don't talk about it. I just very quick, just make it as painless for them as painless for me. I had a guy come on talking about riding chickens today. Claude. But I'm telling you, okay, so you're talking about a subject, and then someone comes on and says, "Let's talk about riding chickens." So what are they telling you, Claude? What is that piece of advice they're giving you? Change your subject, go somewhere else. So it's not a real way to stay safe if they continue to go through that. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I tell people, I go, "Guys, don't go there. Don't go there. We're not going there," and then I keep going. If they continue, I'll tell them again, and then I do the block. Yeah, you just have to do it. Right. You have to maintain your channel. Now here's the thing. Cool, I got a blue wrench chicken chickens. We love you. We love you, Arthur. So here's the thing. One thing you gotta think about also, okay, is when you're putting your content, "Hey, Roger," and they're trying to pull you away from where you're going. That is a way of control. They are telling you that they've come in and you don't know what should be going on in your own channel. They know better. They know more. They're gonna help you. And then they do. They take your chat wherever they want it to go. "Hey, Paul," and they don't stay with where it actually works for you, right? Then you start getting the dislikes, then you start getting the other stuff, and it just makes it really difficult. Yeah, Val has a really good channel, Val's Review, because she has my name, I know it. So that's why I'm saying that that's what I think is the best thing to do, right? Just get rid of the problem, send it away, and then keep your eye on your creation and what you're creating. Because if you don't, you're gonna go. You will go because what else can you do? I have gone on streams that had so much funny stuff going on in the stream, And people going, stop talking about that. I want to talk about this. That's been over talked about. Let's just go. Hey guys, there's a different channel over here that's really a lot better. Hey, hop on my bus here. We're going to bus on over to that channel. And it happens. And when I go into streams like that, I just leave. I leave because I don't like seeing that happen to anybody, especially the people that I care about. I don't want to see that. Now, I've been told that I'm harsh. I laugh when I say it because I can be. Right, Paul?
Right.
I can be harsh. I can be kind of in the face a little bit, but I don't do it on my stream. Paul, don't be afraid to talk. I will not. Lynn's here and her daughter Jessica.
I know. And I'm on my best behavior because between you and those two, I'm with you. Whatever you say, Val, I'm with you.
Right. So now what do? Now people, they have your name. They have your name, right? They have your address because a lot of us, I'm gonna tell you, when Paul sent me the Oswald, he has my address, right? So we're given this information. The first thing we tell our kids to do is don't do that. Don't give that information out. That is your information. That is private. That keeps you safe. But what do we do when we go on? But what do? We practically throw it out. And so now what are you going to do? Now all your information's out there. Hey, Catfish Terry. And if you don't believe me, I'm just going to say, please go on and take a look at your name and all the information that has been gleaned about you. It's all out there. So now how you keep yourself safe. And this is the one thing I'm going to tell you. Hey, JT Colorado Farmer. There is no complete way to keep yourself safe. There isn't. Our information's out there. We have everything that we feel and think out on this, especially if we're hey, Indie Creative Arts, especially if we're creators that are vlogging, that are talking about how we actually feel about particular things. Now we're taking our lives, we're kind of throwing them on that board to see where all this stuff lands. And so then you have people come in the chat. Oh, a guy I followed in YouTube got swatted. Yeah, it's pretty scary. It's pretty scary. So one thing I think that we all have to realize as creators is when you start seeing things bubble up, and they're starting to bubble up within your chat, find out where it's coming from. Because one thing I do know for a fact is sometimes you'll get people who are basically trauma. They went through traumas themselves, and they can't help but cause trauma around them. But that doesn't mean everyone. I had trauma too when I was young. A lot of us have, but they throw trauma out there. So it's not really coming from a really bad place. It's just that that's what they know and that's what they're going to live. And that's what I choose to believe happens with most people that come into a chat and cause trauma and drama. I don't always believe they want to do it. Some do. Some claim they are master manipulators, and they do that. And they come in and they try, hey, Patrick, and they try to hurt you. That's true. So you have to think about that. You have to think about, is this coming from a pure place or is this coming from a mean space? So when I took rhetoric, I took a course in rhetoric, and it talked about the slippery slope, and it talked, about how Machiavellian people can be, and how all this, you know what I mean, people who plan and plot. And I was watching something from Robert Banks, and he went on to talk about people who just kind of hate, and they plan, they plot, they go through this whole thing. And I thought, if you haven't watched his on that, please watch it. It was very insightful. But it talked about how you have to go into the place within you. I mean, this is what I believe. Go into that, look at it, and decide, can I live with this? And do the people who come to my chat deserve this? If they deserve better, give them better. Block the person. It's that simple. You know, I blocked my likes and dislikes. It's not because I'm afraid for people to see how many people like me, dislike me, or whatever that is. I blocked it because a very wise person, we won't mention Pusa's name, a very wise person told me that the people came on that I interviewed deserved better than to be subjected to this barrage. And they did. They deserve better. Hey, Aerodrone, they deserve better, so I hit it. So that's another thing to think about. Take the power that we give away to allow people to upset us and to do things, and then take it back. Let's see, there's a lot of artists and creatives here, I found out. Plus, I love the drone footage. Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. Also, to we're all adults, there's no reason why we shouldn't be respectful towards each other. There really isn't. We can't help but sometimes step on feelings. We can't help that. We're human. We're not going to be perfect. But here's the deal. Own yourself. Say what you need to say to the other person. And quite frankly, if they can't come part way back, then it's okay. It's okay to say, I see this isn't working. And then never say a bad word about them. Never allow it within your chat. And that's one way to protect yourself. You're taking that power that they have over you, and you're just putting it away. You're saying, no, you don't have power over my channel, over what I do. That's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing just to let it go and to know you have to move on. Now, I will tell you, someone who's really helped me with that is Roger from Canadian Drone Hub and Paul. They tell me, take a breath. Because even though I know this stuff, sometimes it's hard to touch on it and to know that's exactly what we want, right? We want to take the power we've given them over our channels, over our lives, because come on, when someone really attacks you, are you not going to take it into your house? Are you not going to do that? Are you not going to take it with you when you go to sleep? Are you not going to think about it? You know, you do. But if you can find a way to say, this is not, what's that saying? This is not my circus, not my monkeys. And realize, out of all the people, all right, only if they attacked me physically, right? But out of all the people and all the stuff out there, one person is coming after you, two people. Of all the beautiful people you have within your stream and you have within your chat, why would you let that stuff get to you? And here's another thing I'll tell you that make it a little bit easier. And just because I've lived it, living it, you know how this goes. Don't watch anything they put out there. Not a thing. If the person who's hating you are giving you really is coming after you and they want to say something to you or they want to make sure everyone knows that how terrible you are, don't watch it. Don't watch it. Why would you watch it? Just let it go. Let it be what it is, right? Don't watch anything they do, anything they're on, any place they are. If you go into a chat and they're running that chat or in that chat, go ahead and say hi to everyone. And remember, you got blinders. You do not have to ever respond. You don't. Just keep going. One email made me rethink YouTube, but many friends came to help me. Yeah. Hey, Hadley. It's like what happened to Paul. I think this is so awesome of you to have this kind of live. Oh, thank you, Indy. I'm going to go check your channel a little bit. Maybe Roger will do it for me and let me know what okay. So, but Paul, you remember Lawrence? Well, of course we know.
Yep.
Novice Quad. So
Yep.
he came on, and this is, I'm going to tell you, I know you guys are going to go, he came on my stream, and somebody wrote him a letter that said, stay on your own side of the street. Right? Because there's a difference in the color of our skin. Is that the problem now? Are we still doing this? We still on this stuff? So instead of getting really angry and going on my stream going, I had to realize that it was nobody within my stream, because I think I know everybody. I think so, Paul. I think I know people. I think I have, but it could have been. So I made sure I started announcing a show. We're going live. I'm on his show. I'm just like, yeah, you don't like this? See if you don't like this. But we never brought all the different things within the stream. We can do our own actions. Yeah, that is really messed up. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. And here I am, going to be 60 this year, guys. Here I am. And I was so shocked that I did not even know what to say to that beautiful man who flies a drone like butter, guys, like butter. He's a great drone flyer. Him and Herman, oh my God, they're really great at this. But it wouldn't be our guys, right? So, Paul, what do you think?
Well, I think you've hit the nail on the head for sure. The thing that all of our prejudices that we grew up with, and all the prejudices in the back of our minds, and prejudices that you hear all day long, you have to set them aside. You have to go on, because commonality is what brings people to anybody's live stream. If you have an interest and you want to learn and you want to participate, that's all well and good. But if you want to go out there and troll around on the internet and try and create chaos, then there's a million other channels out there. Go, you know?
Well, it's like we tell people that, right? We say, hey, don't feel like you have to be here, right? Don't feel like you have to be here. I didn't go into, first. Hadley, I am so proud of you. I could bust. Congratulations on your 1,000. Congratulations. You know, you have everything going right for you. You have your 107. Now you have your 1,000. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, so where were we? Because I got lost. I think it's all that spray in my mouth that I did today.
Squirrel.
So, right. So you don't have to be on anyone's chat. Nobody has to be on your chat. If people are telling you you have to be here and don't go over there, now, if you really don't like someone and they've given you a hard time and you know that people are going there, it's very hard not to take it personal. So here's my advice. Don't look. Don't look. You don't need to go to those chats and look to see who is over at that channel where people hate you or don't like you or decided you're not what they believe you need to be, because we're never going to please everybody. Just don't go look. Why would you allow that into your brain? You know, I told someone I'm not looking at any of that stuff. That way, if we want to be friends later, we can be. But if I'm looking at all of that stuff, ooh, that's not going to happen, because I'm human. My boss lives in Long Island, New York. When he went to school, there were maybe 1 or 2 Black people in the whole school. Yeah, that happened in my school. And then there's something they call integration. So it just, you just have to live where you want to be, and you have to have respect. And if you don't want respect, I said last time, there's no law saying you have to be a good person. There's no law. But if someone is in your stream, oh, sorry about that. Yes, thank you, Claude. I appreciate that. I do that all the time. If someone comes into your stream and they are being disrespectful, we have 3,000 seconds, 300 seconds. We can put them out as a warning. We can take the mod away as a warning. I've done it in my stream. I've taken mods away. I said, hey, you'll get this back as soon as I know this is cleared up, whatever this is. They get mad. How can you do that? You need to listen to what I tell you. And I say, no, I don't. Only my children are allowed to lock me in a room and talk until my ears bleed. Only my children. I'm sorry to make it sound that way, but that is the truth. That's when I feel I have to listen. I gave birth to him, so I kind of got to listen. Even when I don't want to, I listen. Hey, Eduardo. Hi. It's easy. Yeah, so I think that's the thing that I always have to really be clear on with that part. You don't have to listen to anything. Now, if people want to put hate up on your channel, really you can really feel pretty good about saying that you don't want to hear it. You know, you're not going to listen to it. You don't want it to be that part of your world, and you can delete those messages because nobody has a right to put something up that you do not want to hear. If you don't want to hear it, it's your channel. It's up to you. You can leave it there. You can just say, I'm going to let it go, or you can get rid of it. That's my feeling. Now, some of you I know leave everything up. Hey, Furball. Don't worry, Aerodrone people would. Janet, don't have to ask. Thank you, Furball, for saying that. That's right, Aerodrones. We don't ask for people to look. People just want to look. We are now connected. I love what you're doing. Okay. So, please, pilot friends, subscribe to my channel. So, okay, so here's the thing, okay? So what I usually do is I go ahead and I remove the moderation. Okay. So Furball said, hey, Aerodrone, don't ask for subscriptions, because the problem is when you're asking for people to subscribe to your channel, thank you. I treat my channel like my home. I don't put up with any mess. Yes, that is fine to say. That's fine to say, but you can't ask for subscribers. Okay. So one thing I want to say is that you have to respect what people say within their channel in chat. If they don't mind cursing, you get a curse. If they don't mind jumping around like doing a funky chicken dance, just saying, then they get to do that if that's what you're okay with. But if you're not okay with that stuff, it's okay for you to say no. And that's a way of protecting yourself and protecting what you are creating. That's my feeling anyway. Is that right, Paul?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah, the chicken. Yeah, that was just scary. So, Aerodrones, I'm going to go ahead and give you your mod bat. But the thing I have to tell you is do not ask for subscribers. We aren't a subscribe channel. People will probably want to subscribe to you anyway because you're a flyer, and that's what we're kind of about. See, I got my hat on Val's Life with my little drone, so no worries. I'm thinking there's a fine line between hate and sharing your opinion. If your opinion is different than that of others, that is not necessarily hate. Now, that is the truth. It is not. So as I'm saying this, right? Hate looks really different. Right? But if you're on someone's channel and they say stuff like, let's just respect the guests and stuff like that, then you have to do that. Or you can go, you don't have to be there. But if you're hating on them, I think we all know what that feels like. But hate is different for everyone, isn't it? Right? Oh. I love it when Roger speaks French or he types French. See, it makes no sense to hide it, right? You're welcome, Roger. So that's all I wanted to say. Is there a way to protect yourself on YouTube as a creator? It's you want to have a little buffer. That's the truth. What? I don't think he was he?
Back a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I hid the wrong thing. Sorry. Sorry about that, indie creator. That was me. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Sorry about that. There he is. He's still there now. He said LOL. There you go. There you go. Oh, okay. So now I got to figure out what I did to my own chat. Hold on. So there you are. Watch and listen to join channels for creativity. It gives me while I'm writing. Okay. Okay. So India Creative, I am sorry. I will give you a mod so I do not kick you out again. Hey, Barrel Boys, I must protect you from myself. From myself. Oh my God. Sorry
Well,
about that. Thank you, Paul, for bringing that up in our
well,
private chat
I
area.
read it 2 or 3 times, and I'm trying to think. Wonder why.
What Valerie's doing? You
Well,
never know.
it doesn't tell me who did it, but it's like a moderator did that, and I'm going,
Oh, it didn't tell you? That was me. I did that. I feel bad about that. Sorry. 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 As I'm always telling Roger, sorry, Roger. So, guys, what do you do when someone brings hate to your channel and they try to fire it up? And you know what I mean. They start with all the dislikes. They start talking to your subscribers, you know, kind of in back roads. They start talking to them. What do you do? What makes someone cry doesn't necessarily make another person cry. People's feelings are different, affected differently. That is true. Back from the sky. That's
and
true.
the other thing that everybody needs to think
That's right.
about too is, as your channels grow, the issue becomes more real because it will grow a little bit sooner or later. You'll be forced in some way to address the issue, and so just be prepared. Don't get caught off guard. Just be prepared to understand how much is acceptable, how much is not acceptable, and if it's not acceptable, how is the best way to handle it.
And the funny thing about it is, it's your choice.
Yep.
It's your channel. If something upsets you, I share kindness and hopefully they're kind back. Yeah, it's your choice what you do. But you got to remember it's your choice. If your channel goes like this, go and look at it. Go back, because that's what I did with one of mine. Go all the way back, look at when it started, and see if you can rectify that. And see if there's a common denominator running through that, right? See if something, you know, go look at your analytics. That's another way to protect yourself. Go to your analytics and watch when the drop happened, and then go back into your stream and see when that happened, right? And then decide, is this something I want to continue with this type of stream with where this goes, or do I want to back out and maybe do something else, right? Like the channel of James Charles. Yeah, that was just, that whole thing was crazy. And I just sat there shaking my head. I couldn't, it was just everywhere. Every time I go, I don't want to see that. I'm not in that drama. But how many people watch that drama? You know, I had regular YouTube channels that I've watched for a long time decide to talk about that piece of drama. I was shocked. I thought, really? You're giving voice to this? It just seemed weird to me. I don't know. People getting upset. Someone selling someone's vitamins or something. I don't know. Nothing I wanted to be part of. So my video was tagged after my first video. Mr. Drone, Mr. Doughboy, you and I got to get together. I gotta find time. Oh, I watch Coronation Street. Oh, no, you don't. He did when he was helping with his mama. Yeah. Kill them with kindness, or don't let them know that it's affecting you. The minute you let them know it's affecting you, they're coming back for more. Okay, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Yep,
See,
they're looking for a reaction.
a lot of us wear it on our sleeve, and then we say, "Yeah, we're hurt. Here it is, and I'm hurt." See, I prefer not to show that. I prefer not to. It doesn't mean that nobody's going to ever see that. Paul may see it or Roger may see it, but I'm not just throwing it out there for everyone to be what? Some were just too big for their britches.
And the other thing I think is
Good
important
boy.
is what I would say after a live stream, you should then analyze how it went, and you should take a look at it, not just hang up and start another one a day or two later or the next day or whatever. You got to try and understand what worked and didn't work, like Val was saying for the last live stream, and then try to steer clear of any of the pitfalls that you may have had during that live stream. And after a while, you'll get into a rhythm and you'll know how to keep it flowing and moving in the right direction.
Yeah, it's funny because I got a call from a very dear person today, and they were talking about a live stream that someone else was doing. Nobody we know, right? But they tried to watch this live stream and it was all chaotic and all out of sync and loud voices, people asking questions, all just a bit of a mess. But the information they wanted. So they have to watch to get that information, even though it's a little bit hard. And so this is the advice, and I'm forgetting who gave it. I don't know if it was Andrew. I don't know if it was Sean Cannell. I watch all these different our Brian G. Johnson or whoever these guys were. But they said if you're not willing to watch your stream over, then who else would be? If you're not interested in what's being said or what's happening, why would anyone else be? You got to rewatch. And so, hey, UFO Tim, I went to watch one of my streams. It's a while back, and it turned out I thought, oh my God, who would watch this? And I didn't like it, so I had to change things. I had to make sure I had a focused view. Now, sometimes we get crazy and we laugh, and I won't tell you things that Paul does, but
Lynn, don't listen.
Right? Sometimes. But if you won't watch your stuff, if you put out a 7-hour stream, a 15-hour stream, and you're not willing to go back and watch all that, why would anybody else do it? If you put out a 2-hour stream and you're sitting there and it was a funny stream, at least you thought so at the time, you rewatch it and you're laughing again, then that's probably right where you want to be. It still may not be funny to everybody, but it is funny to you, and you can rewatch.
And I would say too, don't feel bad if after you have a live stream or content that you have put on the air and afterwards you think, should that or shouldn't that? Don't be afraid to delete it.
Yes.
Because it's out there forever. And so somebody's going to stumble on that and they're going to get an opinion of you and your abilities from something that might have happened 2 weeks ago and you're not doing anymore.
So here's the one thing. I, at times, have had some longer live streams when we're laughing and having fun. Those I'm not going to do. I don't usually do this, won't do them again. I like 2 hours. I think that's a good snippet, or an hour. I think that's a good snippet. That's something I can rewatch. Hey, Ricky Dove. And then I'll do that. Did someone say brownies? Oh my God! Do not tell Paul brownies.
They're out there in the kitchen, Val.
Yeah, he has an addiction. We're trying to help him with. That was a rumor. Sorry. So I think that's the one thing. Rewatch it. Do not look at the comments first. Go and rewatch it. Come up with what you actually think. And then if you have some haters in there, because that happens, I've heard that happening to people, right? That happens, then you don't have to go there. I think if things are gratuitous hate, I just click them. Someone said you're fat and stupid. I was like, yeah, well, What am I supposed to tell you? That's what you think? Bye. And I deleted it. And I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel it was that was something that I had to leave on there. I don't have to leave everything. I had someone come into one of my very, I was just telling people something, and he came on and said, well, da, 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 da. And I thought he was off base, but I left it because it didn't matter. Because what they were saying at that point didn't matter to me, and that was just their opinion. It wasn't my opinion, but I just left it. Okay, Roger, these questions is for you. Do you go back and watch 4 hours of your live stream? I don't think there's enough time in the day to do that effectively and thoroughly. You don't have to. These are suggestions. If your channel isn't doing what it wants to do, go back and look at your stuff.
Yeah, flower pot, I agree. Brownies and bumpy cake. Right on.
Right. So bumpy cake, I don't know what that is. That's just scaring me. Is it cake with bumps in it?
It's chocolate cake with fudge on top with white frosting bumps on it, and then it's another heaping of chocolate fudge on top.
Hey, thank you, Indie Creative Arts. So Back from the Sky says you don't have to answer that, Roger. It's a rhetorical question. No, I think that if you're going on every day for 4 hours, you may not want to go back, right, and look at it, right? You may not want to do that. And you don't have to. But if you're struggling, go back and look and figure out what's going on.
I think that isn't a solid rule, because
Hey, Robert.
Like Rogers does 3 and 4 hour live streams
Right.
every day, and he has people from different parts of the world come in at different times because they
Right.
fit into their schedule. Where if you have a niche that they're going to watch it either at dinner time or at 7 o'clock or 8 or 9 o'clock U.S. time or North American time, then you can hone it down. But if you're playing, I know Roger gets people on Canadian Drone Hub from Australia, from England, Great Britain, from
yeah.
Spain,
But I would
France.
say about Roger's show is I love Roger's show. I don't think he has to go back and watch them. So and I don't think, all I'm saying is if your stream isn't doing what you wanted to do or growing in the way you thought it would, go back and watch. And if you get 2 minutes in and you think, holy hell, that may be what viewers are thinking too. Now, you may be thinking that anyway. I mean, your viewers may be thinking that anyway, and you're like, that's perfect. Because if it's perfect to you, it's perfect, and leave it there. If you're doing 2 4-hour live streams 2 days, and you go back and watch 2 4-hour live streams in 2 days and sleep 8 hours each day, that's not much time, I think. Yes, Back from the Sky, it is not a lot of time. You do it if you want. You do not have to do this. Believe me, you don't have to. I've been doing it lately because I'm trying to figure out where this goes. And if your stream is kind of getting a little wonky, you're going to have to figure that out. If you want to go to the next level, you need to do what you have to go to that next level. Paul Murray, help. Juno, turn to help. Robert, help. Oh my God. Oh my God. So believe me, you don't have to do it. But basically, we were actually talking about how you stay safe. So yeah, I'm Back from the Sky. You gotta fly. So you gotta do what works for you.
Yeah.
Right? It's like 8 hours of work. Rinse and repeat. And that's okay to do that. For me, I'm working full time. I'm on YouTube. I'm working full time on YouTube. And then somewhere in there, I get it. 8 hours, 8 hours. And where do you find the rest of your time? When I went to talk about how to stay safe on YouTube, what I did was I went through everything I could find on safety for creators, and I found next to nothing. What I found was change your name. Don't use your real name. Well, for some of us, that's too late. We already stepped out of that gate. That's just too late. So you have to
Well,
focus on where you are.
especially that's true, Val, when you do that in your live streaming. Now, in my case, I've been flying and putting up videos for seems like ever on just my flying, and I'm not doing live streaming. I'm not doing all that kind of thing, and I don't have a problem with it. But and as far as the time goes, I go out and fly a ship video, and I might fly for 20, 30 minutes, but then it's the production afterwards might go on for 2 more hours. So yeah, there you gotta work the time in order to make it successful in what you do. I've got 970 videos on YouTube, and it isn't something you just put up overnight.
Right, right. But your flying is gorgeous, and you're flying boats. I don't think you have to go back and look at that unless what happened with the Evo. But when you relook at it, Paul, is when you're doing the edit.
Yep.
You're gonna have to relook at it. That's one thing I'm gonna tell you. When you're just doing content, you are back and looking at it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter me using my name, my real name. Any bank scammer seeing my bank account will feel sorry for me and actually put money into it. That's what I've been trying to have happen, legwork.
Yeah.
It just doesn't always happen.
And I am in awe of pilots that fly live, like Philly Drone Life. He flies live. There's no editing going on his end, and it's just so cinematic and so fantastic. It's just he's in a world class all by himself.
I think that some people they do their lives flying. There was somebody on here who did that, and I used to watch them all the time, but I haven't seen them put anything up for a while. May not be you or the individual, rather. So this is what I'm going to say. Let's see. Have you yourself considered maybe sometimes it's the guest on your live streams that could affect your live stream views and or the quality? No. And back from the sky, let me tell you why. Because I've done interviews for many, 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 many years. And if it goes bad, it's because I didn't prepare. I didn't know who I was interviewing, and I didn't know how to make that work. And so I didn't make it work. If it's my channel and it's what I'm doing, it's fully on me. I don't consider it. If I ask the wrong person to go up and to interview with me, and then I get in there and I'm just like, holy hell, and that's happened twice. And I'm just like, oh my God, I wonder, I go back and I say, what did I not prepare for? What did I not look at? Because the kind of interviews I did, if they went wrong, that was their life. They're going to be in trouble. Something's going to happen. The family's going to be torn apart or something. You had to get those right. And if I go in and I don't get those interviews right, I always looked at it. It's on me. And for my stream, I see the same thing. It's me, because I'm the one who has the stream. So I got to be careful with what I do, how I do it, and that I prepare for it. That's all. Finally got home, computer, and internet installed. Drone Life, I'm so happy for you. Oh my God, that is great. For the love of God. Yes, Trans Jedi. That is exactly. Busy all doing kitting up. Got a 3-day shoot starting tomorrow. So many batteries charged. I should have brought chairs and my electric supplier. Yes, you should have legwork. Now listen. Night Train is going on in 5 minutes. Night Train does a lot of FPV. He's done some really great stuff in his flying and the music that he chooses to bring a message forth, right? So if you guys could, let's see. Night Train, you're not still in here, are you? He probably isn't. Let me go see if I can get a thing for him. So
in the meantime, I'd like to remind everybody, if you can and you like what Val has put on here tonight, give her the like button. Give her the thumbs up. Because it's an opportunity for Val to know that the content and the thoughts she has and the answer the questions that you people have, that she's on the right track. If not, then I wouldn't say give her a dislike. Just don't do anything. There's a movement in YouTube from all around the world that they want to get rid of the like and dislike buttons, but
Okay, guys, here we go. Here we go. I'm going to let's see if I can do it. It didn't come up. Hold on. Paste.
he may not be up yet.
Okay, so guys, that link is Night Train's link. Go to his channel. Listen, he's at 899. He gets one more person. He's at 900, and then a few extras, and that means that hey, Destination Chronicles and Eber, hey. That means he's covered when YouTube comes in and taxes you. Now, if you heard when Geeksylvania was talking about what YouTube is doing, I want to tell you guys, if you're losing subscribers, oh, thank you. Yes, it's my Yeti. My kids got it for me for Mother's Day. So if you are losing subscribers, what he was told from YouTube is that as those bottom things that you subscribed to a while back, as they weren't working, right? As they're not coming on, as you get new subscribers, they're just clearing those away. So your new subscribers aren't unsubscribing to you, unless of course they are, but they're just taking those away. So know that that's happening. So that's why we keep getting up there and then down and then up there and then down.
And it might be algorithm. It might be just the computers doing that. It isn't a person that says, I'm going to take away so many from this person and that person or whatever. The algorithms are running all the time. And if they see something that they think might be questionable, they'll just remove it.
I'm sorry, I was reading something. I'm so sorry, Paul. Hey, John Klopp. So yeah, so the algorithms are doing it too. So many people, when they get dislikes or they lose people, they think that so and so they did this. Not necessarily, guys. Even if you go into their channel, see if you're subscribed. Sometimes YouTube can be very wonky about it. So just know that keep just putting out that great content, those great flights, those drone flights, all that great stuff you do, those great reviews, those travel vlogs. Just keep doing the best you have to do.
Put the best content you can out there, and just know that if and when it happens to you, it's happening across the board. The guys with 10 million subscribers, all of a sudden they wake up and they got 9,500,000. I mean, it's happened to all. Just you. It's not personal.
Yeah, it is a drag on your analytics. The dead subscribers are actually just a drag on your analytics. You want to be able to have at least 10% to 20% of the people watching that are subscribed. So that can mean quite a few people, right? And if you're not being able to pull that, then the algorithm picks that up too.
Yep.
So it says, I don't think people are getting notifications because I'm not seeing anything from my regulars on my last 2 videos. Legwork, I'm going to go check right now.
Legwork, you were right, because we talked about that, Val, with Andrew and a few other of the bigger channels, and they say the same thing. Yep, they know
the bells are getting unrung.
Yep.
There's so much stuff in YouTube will remove dead subscribers. Yeah, they have to. And if they miss them, they'll come by and hit you double the next time. So it's going to happen. It's going to be, for all of us. All I can say is I don't see anyone on here that doesn't put up some good content. I've been not getting notifications too. Yeah, do you know what? They turned the bell off to Roger's channel. And I don't know for me. And I don't know if it's just because they know I know when he's on, but I like that notification. I had to completely unsubscribe a few months back, resubscribe so I can hit the bell. Same thing with football.
Aerodrone, you have a good evening. I know it's really late over in France, and good seeing you.
Oh, yes. I don't know how to say
bonjour.
Good boy. There you go. I don't know how to say it. Roger, help me. Roger, help me. So guys, I put that link in for hold on, let me go and put
And,
this
the
in.
other thing too is I would tell you is go out and explore the internet when you get a chance.
Sponsor.
Go out and look at some other people and what they're doing. It's like we have met a lot of great people on the internet, like
We have.
Roterdale in Israel.
Oh,
You know, his
he's great.
insights are he's just fantastic. He's hilarious.
Oh, okay. UFO builder, I'd be sad. I'd be so sad if that happened. We know it can happen. But yeah, and there's all kinds of things that can happen. But guys, I just want to say thank you so much for coming in and letting me just kind of chat at you, because that's kind of what I was doing. And just kind of give you my feelings on that. You know, I'm not saying I'm correct in all this, Lord knows, because I can be wrong, but that's just my feelings, and that's just what I think we need to do to protect ourselves. It's just not let the stuff in, and don't go watch it.
And Daddy 13,
Lets it in.
Daddy 13 says that he's under the weather. He's got the bug that the 13 other people in the house gave him.
Oh,
and my thoughts are with you.
Oh, I'm in Top Cat again. Guys, if I missed anyone, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to. Oh, YouTube.
Yeah, mine switched twice too. I had to watch
13. Yeah, what is that? What is that
I don't know.
about?
I don't know.
Okay, guys, I put up Night Train's link. Guys, he should be on. Please go over, hashtag Paul Murray or Val's Life, or just hashtag yourself. Tell him we're on our way. Love
Yep.
you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much for coming in. Daddy 13, hope you're feeling better really soon. I know, right?